Molina and Francis Barber, we present Hancock.
Engineers, you know. It's the porridge that does it. Right. Hi. Carry on, McDuff.
It's a braw-brecht moonlicht nick this morning. It's a bonny wee lassie out there hoots man the new.
Would you mind sitting down there, please, Mr. Hancock?
I beg your pardon for lapsing into the vernacular, but the young lady did say you were a Scottish gentleman.
We're not all Rob Roys. May I have your card, please?
By all means. I'm ready when you are, Squire.
Nurse? Hold out your hand, please. This won't hurt. You'll just feel a slight prick on the end of the thumb.
Well, I'll bid you good day then. Thanks very much. Whenever you want any more, don't hesitate to get in touch with me.
Where are you going?
Have me tea and biscuits.
You came here to give us some of your blood.
You just had it.
That's just a smear.
It may just be a smear to you, mate, but it's life and death to some poor wretch.
I've just taken a sample to test.
A sample? How much do you want, then?
Well, a pint, of course.
A pint? Have you got raving mad? You must be joking.
A pint is a perfectly normal quantity to take.
You don't seriously expect me to believe that? I mean, I came here in all good faith to help my country. I don't mind giving a reasonable amount, but a pint? That's very nearly an armful. I don't mind that much, but I'm not having it up to there. Sorry, I'm not walking around with an empty arm for anybody. After all, a joke's a joke and all that.
Well done, Tony.
Oh, bye, darling.
Best one yet.
Thank you.
It was marvellous.
Nice. Thanks very much.
Can I ask you about your awards first? How many have you got?
Oh, well, they're not really important. It's the work that matters.
Where do you keep them?
In the lavatory. In the lavatory.
That's only because he knows everyone goes there.
Tush now, Raymond. This young lady's from the Brentford Chronicle. Could be very useful for our careers. Well, yours anyway. She's a friend of who is it?
Brentford Chronicle, eh? Well, blimey.
No, be nice to her. Oh, thanks, Don. Look, I've just got to go off and...
Start without me again?
Oh, no, not at all, Alan, not at all. Well, boys, how do you think it went?
Dreadful.
Absolutely terrible. Most boring half hour spent in our entire lives.
No plot.
No jokes.
These are my writers, Alan and Ray.
Really?
Or is it the other way around?
To be fair, though, Tone, which is difficult, but to be entirely fair, I'd have to say that, in my opinion, the paucity of the script was beautifully matched by the pathetic level of the performance.
Night all.
Hi, Patrick.
So, where are you off to now, then? Up west, I suppose?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Champagne till dawn.
I should cocoa.
I was thinking of giving George a bell. I've got all the gear in the back of the van. Tuxedo, winkle pickers, that should do. Picture of sartorial elegance, that man.
Who's George?
Saunders. George Saunders. No stopping him since he worked with George. Very bad effect he had on him.
Nonsense. Proper star, George is. Him and Zsa Zsa. Oh, great big long cigarette holders, baby grands all over the shop. Bit of real glamour there. None of this working class rubbish.
He knows all about glamour, Tony does.
Oh, yes, very true, very true.
Ask him about it. Go on.
Go on. Ask him about the windmill.
No, she doesn't want to hear about that.
Yes, she does. Come on, tell her.
No.
Thank God for that. I've heard it a million times.
All right then, boys, if you insist.
Oh.
We had 6 shows a day. 90 minutes in between shows. There was one bloke, a magician. Took him all that time to get ready. He had so many things to stuff under his frock coat. Oh, that man. He had 30 tricks stuffed all over his body. My mind boggles where he put them all. He was so weighed down. He'd go on stage a fat dwarf and come off all slim and tall. And the thing is, the wonderful thing is, nobody even noticed. All that hard work. All they were interested in was the nudes. That was the good old days. Bloody dreadful.
Hey, Tony! Tony! I just want to tell you that I think you're a genius.
Thanks very much. Look,
Frankly, if it were up to me, I'd have sent the set back months ago. But you're worth the licence all on your own.
Yeah, listen, if you don't get back in that bus, I'll...
Hey, Tony Hancock, you've seen him on telly, haven't you?
Look, if you don't get back into that bus bush, I'm going to drive it myself.
He should be on for 24 hours a day, this bloke. He's brilliant. Jay, nice to meet you, Tony, honestly.
Sorry. Got a bit delayed.
Where do you want them, boys?
Many suggestions spring to mind.
Yes, well, they're yours, I thought.
Do you know how long we've taken to write those scripts? 6 months.
Without getting a penny.
I'm sorry, but it can't be helped. We can do better, a lot better. I know we can. This is very important. Our second film.
So's paying the gas bill.
Look, let's have a drink.
Are you buying?
Look, all this stuff you've done, it's all very good. Of course it is. But it's too parochial. Too limited. We've got to move on.
We have moved you on. From East Cheam to Earl's Court. Where do you want to go now? Mars?
Hancock in space. Possibilities are endless.
I know. He could be Dan Dare. Sid James can be the Meekle.
No thanks, Alan. No more co-stars. Not again, thank you.
I think it was a joke.
I was right, though, wasn't I? Doing it without Sid. Changing the setting. Getting rid of the Homburg and the Astrakhan collar. That's the whole point. We've had our biggest success ever. The characters got deeper, more real. They love it. But we can go further, even further. I know we can.
You can.
Yes, well, I will.
don't understand, do you? Chaplin isn't tied to any place or time. That's why he's universal.
I thought you hated Chaplin.
So's Keaton. So's Jacques Tati.
I thought he was French.
Well, they're not stuck in East Cheam or else bloody court, are they? That's why they're international, mate! Who the hell in America has ever heard of East Cheam?
Where do all the great movie comedians live? Just tell me.
Where do they live, Ray? Come on. You're good at movie quizzes.
I'll tell you where they live. They don't live anywhere. That's why they're international. The world's their comedy playground. And that's where I want to be. Out there with that lot. Making pure, true, universal comedy.
Bollocks.
What did you say?
I think what Alan meant was perhaps we'll stick with the telly after all. Just for the moment. If it's all the same to you, Tom.
After all these years. Get the car out.
What?
I want to celebrate. It's like being let out after doing 10 years hard.
I can't drive. Don't be silly. I've drunk far too much.
It's your job to drive. I earn the money, you drive the car.
Get stuffed.
What does she do in here all day, I ask you? Exactly. Bugger all. I ask her to do me one tiny favour and she's too pissed to bloody move.
At least I get pissed in private. Would that more of us had my tact and sensitivity.
Get the bloody car out.
Look at you.
Oh, get it out.
Don't do that. No, I warn you, Tony. Look, don't.
Oh. 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 I do like these homely little chats, don't you? Just being able to talk things through. It's what marriage is all about.
What's the matter with you? Put it back, put it back.
Cut. Cut, Tony. Check the gate, please.
Well, listen to me, Mush. I don't like my lines either, and I wrote the bloody things. You've got it in for me, haven't you? You have. Go on, you have, admit it. Well, take care, that's all.
God, it's crazy.
Shall I take Judy, then? Don't want to catch you no death.
I used to know a friend of yours, Archie Andrews. Great gritting wooden oaf, just like you. Used to hang on a hook on a dressing room door. Gave me the right willies, he did. But where is Archie now, you ask? You might well ask. And where am I? I'm still here. And here I intend to stay. The moral of which is, just watch it, clothhead. It watches. What are you doing here? You're not on till this afternoon.
Sorry, Alan.
No, it's all right. They don't need me here for a bit. Hey, Percy, have your doll back.
Whoa. Always gets him going, that does. He's not real, you know, Perse.
He might not be to you.
Go on, stick him back in the basket. Shut the lid down tight. You never know, with any luck, if it's dark enough, he might give Judy a good seeing to. Might wipe that miserable expression off her face.
Keep an eye on Joan Le Mesurier. He's soaked off his costume. I don't want him ruining the rest of it.
Why I ever decided to write this film, I can't imagine.
I thought it was going to be the big one, Tony. Big international blockbuster.
Oh, absolutely right, John. Last year, Bridge on the River Kwai. This year, The Punch and Judy Man. Shot entirely on location, on Bognor Beach. Developed and edited by Harry Trubshaw in the photo booth next to the pier because Boots was shut when we tried. Dear, oh dear. It's pathetic, isn't it?
Don't worry, it's going to be a very nice, amusing film, Tony.
Nice.
It'll be very good. Everybody will love it, believe me.
It had better be. I've put the lot into this one. If this doesn't work, well...
Well, if it doesn't, I'm sure the BBC will be overjoyed to have you back.
Oh, thanks, John. Thanks very much.
As, of course, would Sid.
You do want to stay on this film, don't you? I'm not going back to railway cuttings, John. All that punch up the brackets, stone me stuff.
I'm sure you're right.
Anyway, whatever happens, it's a step on. It's me. And it's true. No cheap laughs. It's exactly how I wanted it. No compromise. They can't take that away. And you're right. It's going to be bloody good. It's going to be pure and true and international.
I think pure about international, I should have thought, Tony. The Death of Nelson. I've been longing to see it. It's really terribly clever, isn't it?
It's beautiful. That's marvellous, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Of course, I should be playing the Sandman, not you. A man who spends all day sculpting lovely things in the sand, and the tide comes in at night and washes it all away, year after year. A bit like doing situation comedy, really, isn't it?
Oh, I don't.
What price immortality, eh? No chance. It's all bloody pointless, isn't it, really? When you come down to it. Push up.
Tony,
Go on, sling your hook. I don't do autographs. Look, ask him. He's an actor. Joan Le Mesurier. He's really famous. Well, in France, anyway. What?
I think you'll find he's in the film, Tony.
What's that?
Water.
It's not.
Well, if you know where it is, why do you ask me?
Are you a boozer?
Look, do you want to punch up the bracket? What's your name?
Nicholas.
Nicholas. It's a funny name. Nicholas.
Not as funny as yours. Tony Hancock.
You cheeky bugger. Hey, Hillary. Hillary, or Jeremy, whatever your name is. Did you hear that? I don't want to talk to the press.
Freddie's arranged it.
Has she? Oh, well, all right.
It was nice seeing you with that boy.
Oh, no, bring out the strings. We're going to get the sentimental bit now, are we? I can see we are.
You just, you got on with him so well. I'm surprised you don't think about having children yourself.
Got the childbearing hips, you mean? No, no thanks, John. I think I'll give that one a miss if it's all the same to you.
Christopher Robin had spent the morning indoors going to Africa and back, and he'd just got off the boat and was wondering what it was like outside when who should come knocking at the door but Eeyore. "Hello, Eeyore," said Christopher Robin as he opened the door and came out. "How are you?" "It's snowing still," said Eeyore gloomily. "So it is, and freezing." "Is it?" "Yes," said Eeyore. "However," he said, brightening up a little, "we haven't had an earthquake lately." What's the matter, Eeyore?
Go on, then he says that he's lost his house. Go on, skip on to the next bit. No, yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, so what it all comes to is that I built myself a house down by my little wood.
Did you really? How exciting.
Get the voice right. The really exciting part, said Eeyore, in his most melancholy voice, is that when I left it this morning, it was there. And when I came back, it wasn't. Not at all. Very natural. And it was only Eeyore's house. But still, I just wondered. Christopher Robin didn't stop to... Oh, never mind what Christopher Robin wondered. Horrible winsome child. Let's get a bit with poo in. Obviously, I'm down to play him in the movie version.
Well, who's going to play Eeyore?
Let's see. Moody, depressive, feels the whole world's against him.
You can't play both parts, darling.
I was thinking of Joan Le Mesurier. Get Charlie Drake for Christopher Robin. We're on to a winner. There'll bloody better be a winner after this. I'm fed up.
Tell me you're glad I came.
I'm glad you came.
Say it properly.
It properly. What I wasn't glad about was having to talk to the Mirror and the Express and the Bognor bloody Bugle. But apart from that... I like it when your hair's forward at the front. You look less like a press agent.
More like a donkey.
No, you don't. You look like Anne Southern. No. You look like Claudette Colbert.
I look like Dame May Whitty.
You know, when this is over, we can live together properly.
Oh.
And we can. We'll have more time together then. It'll be marvellous. I'll have time to write. I'll help you with your reading.
I can read perfectly well on my own, thank you very much.
brought Bertrand Russell. Now, promise me you'll give him a try. Hmm? Well, he's the boss. He really is. You mustn't be scared of a few long words. It's mind-blowing, some of the stuff in here. The way we waste our lives, Fred. It's criminal. I really think I've spent most of my life with my eyes closed. Till the last few years, I didn't even try to understand.
What about the film?
Oh, sod the film. Here, look, here we are.
How's it going? It's important.
It's doomed.
What?
Here, look. A brief introduction to Immanuel Kant. Change your life.
Well, you better not tell the Daily Mail it's doomed. That's all we need. Liked it.
Good for them.
They said you were like W.C. Fields. Can't be bad, can it? I mean, what higher praise can you get?
It's Mr. Punch, you know. He's brought us bad luck.
He's what?
He's stopped me from being funny anymore. He's taking his vengeance. He has it in his power, you know, to make things go wrong.
I heard it was too many long lunches.
Oh, Christ, I hate the country. That bloody dawn chorus. Never stops. You can't hear yourself think. I mean, why did we come and live here in the first place?
All right, then. We'll move back into town.
And the people.
I mean, who were those friends of yours last night?
They weren't my friends.
Daphne and Gwendolyn, Charles Fortescue frigging Smythe.
And those weren't their names.
Oh, weren't they? Sorry, thought they were.
I just thought you'd like to get out. I thought it might take your mind off things.
Well, we had a fascinating chat. Thanks very much. We really ran the intellectual gamut last night. I say, Charles, I do believe the leaves are growing. Are they, Daffers? Gosh, yes, yes, they really are. Good Lord, doesn't time fly? Yes, it does, doesn't it, Charles? Oh.
Thank God.
Yes? John! No. These things are sent to try us. So, dear boy, how are you coping with major artistic failure? Yeah, well, that's funny. Sis and I were just saying. We were going to invite you down for a brief sojourn, entre nous, sur le bateau Hancock.
I do love it down here. It's so completely, well, foreign, isn't it? Actually, I was here last year. Daddy rented the most super house in Joan Le Mesurier, right overlooking the Med. All summer. Quite perfect.
Tony, this boat of yours, how many cabins does it have exactly?
2, just the 2.
Ah, well, that's all right then.
Well, one of them's full of sails, unfortunately. You don't mind if we share the same cabin, do you? See, what he's saying is... when you're in a search for certainty... Well, first of all, you have to lay aside everything you've got the slightest doubt about. See, that means clearing your mind of all belief, everything, chucking it all aside.
Who exactly are we talking about, Terry?
Descartes. Descartes. Didn't I say? It's called the method of doubt. Positive doubt. You see? It's the only way. I can see the sense of it. Can't you? It means once you've stripped it right down, then you can start to try and build it up again. Only trouble is, how can you get back to a state of being certain once you've doubted it all? That's what worries me. I mean, how can you really ultimately prove anything? Like that there's a purpose, pattern to it all. See, that's what I want to find. I mean, how can you prove something like that to your total satisfaction?
Perhaps you don't have to. You see, perhaps faith is the only way of explaining apparent meaninglessness.
What a lot of nonsense. Huh? Men need reason, John. Don't you understand? We're all rational beings. We're not savages.
That's 7 and 6, Tony, please.
Here.
Thank you. Tony, change.
Sorry, what? Oh, no, don't worry, the change.
Thank you.
Sorry. I've left her.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Help me with these.
Well, you only had 5 last time.
This way, Tony. Okay, are you planning your next film yet, Mr. Hancock?
I certainly am.
So, what's it about?
Well, it's a much more ambitious project than my last film. I'm terribly excited about it.
Well, what's it about?
Well, it's a comedy that's going to embrace all of life itself, from the first plip to the final plot, the whole evolutionary caboodle.
I got no Simpson writing it.
No. The boys are a bit busy at the moment. With something set in a junkyard in Shepherd's Bush, I believe. It was a perfectly amicable separation, as they say. The boys are moving down market whilst I am moving up. I'm playing a very different sort of character. More an everyman type, really. Anyway, I don't think they're quite the right blokes for a film about the history of evolution. I mean, their knowledge of evolution doesn't go back much further than railway cuttings.
Can you give us more of an idea of what the new character will be like?
Now, who do you think you are, mate? A reporter or Fabian of the Yard? If I tell you all my trade secrets now, there'll be no surprises left. And we'll be denying the great British public the profound pleasure of discovering the new Hancock all for themselves.
I think that better be all for now. Thank you, fellas.
So we're going to see this new Hancock tonight, in the show?
You might very well, my good man. In fact, you certainly will. And believe me, you'll be truly amazed. How Victor Sylvester's an hour and a half of that, I'll never know. Have you seen these boots? These were a present from Frank. Frank Sinatra. I'm in the clan, you know. Oh, yes. There's me, Frank, Shirley MacLaine, Elsie and Doris Waters, Sandy McPherson. We don't half live it up. We're out all night sometimes, playing Monopoly, swinging back the brown ale. We don't go to bed sometimes till, 9, 10:30, 10 o'clock, so wild. Tonight, you are getting the lot. I'd like to start with a few impressions. Ha! Jim lad! Oh, there you are, Jim lad. Ha! Stop pecking me here, Paul. I gotta go to the doctors, Jim lad. Stop it, Paul. I gotta go to the doctors because I've got a nasty case of Death Watch beetle in me wooden leg. Ha! Ho! Ha! Hee! Ha! 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 Go on, don't kill my throat. Please. Save it to the end, I've got a weak finish. And now, the black-hearted and sadistic Captain Bligh from Mutiny on the Bounty. No, wait. Mr. Christian Marks in the Marks. That was Trevor Howard or Charles Lawton, take your pick, doesn't really matter. Here's one for the teenagers. George Arliss. Nothing like him. A room with a view, and you, and no one to hurry us. Nothing to worry us to. A room with a view. Arthur Askey.
You think it went well, then?
You know it did.
Yes, but do you think it went well?
It went terribly well, darling. Everyone loved it.
Yes, they did. It's a good act. Thoroughly road-tested.
You can say that again.
What's that supposed to be?
Well, it's hardly the new Hancock, is it, darling? I mean, it's the same act you've been doing for the last 15 years. Oh, I'm not criticizing, darling. It's great. I just think you ought to be a little bit more careful what you say to the press in future.
Why exactly are we going to New York?
I told you we're going to see some people. And I'm going to show them some of my recordings. And it'll be a nice chance for us to be together.
Yes, of course. But what exactly do you think you'll get out of it?
Well, Lucille Ball can't go on forever, can she? They'll have to replace her one day. Do you know she's got complete control, that woman? Hiring and firing, rushing up and down the stairs from the gallery, marvellous. Matter of fact, I quite fancy that curly wig and all that makeup. Better than Bilko. I could never get my lines out that fast. And the uniform.
But you're not American. You're not known over there.
Thank you very much, darling. Thank you for the support, that's super.
You know what I mean.
Well, some people do think I'm quite funny, actually. Not just in Penge and Surbiton. I'm very big in the Antipodes. Anyway, they're always shoving our programs on our telly. Why can't they slap some of mine on theirs? Not much to ask, is it? Surely.
Well, we're certainly on the lookout for British talent right now. I mean, the Beatles are a great success here.
Well, I'm a bit too old for rock and roll, I'm afraid. Skiffle's more my thing. Lonnie Donegan. My old man's a dustman.
No kidding. Well, we know all about your work. We've heard great things about it. I mean, we're in regular contact with the British Broadcasting Corporation. They all love you over there, isn't that right? You know, I think we ought to set up a screening right away, don't you? Hi, Shirley. Hi. I need a screening room. Right now? Straight away, yeah. Okay, I'm coming right over. And listen, I'm bringing someone with me. The very well-known British comic, Mr. Tommy Hancock. Pardon me? That's right.
International. Who needs international? When you've got the Floral Hall Southport or the Delaware Pavilion Bexhill-on-Sea. Thank you very much.
Well, what did you show them?
What do you think? Radiohead, the blood donor. I showed him the bloody lot.
They must have liked them.
You know what Stan Laurel said? Cut out the slang. That's the secret. That's been my mistake. I've had the wrong writers. They've hemmed me in. Anyway, how can you be pure and true and international? Joan Le Mesurier was right. I've got to pare down. Success doesn't matter. Get down to the essence. Pure comedy. That's what matters now. I wouldn't take over Lucille Ball's curly wig if they got down on their bended bloody knees and begged me. It's their loss, not mine.
Christ, why do you drink like that? It's disgusting in a woman.
Because every drink that goes down my throat is one less down yours.
Come on. Up. Oh, Tony. No, please don't. Look, you'll spill it. Open.
Here's the full set.
I noticed. Does this mean it's serious?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to settle down with you, Freddie. I need time to think, Fred. Sort a few things out. I mean, what if it's all a joke? Wait, no, what if there's no one up there? That's terrible. Ah, terrible. How does somebody cope with a thing like that?
Look, Tony, if it's really serious this time, no more drinking.
Oh, yeah, spin the bottle.
Not in my flat.
Some enchanted evening.
Oh, no, really, I don't.
Well, how do you play it?
It was a perfectly simple, harmless game.
Oh, yes, for the first few rounds, and then it gets absolutely disgusting.
Oh, now, Frida, don't be such a prissy cow.
Why? What?
You have to think of the most awful evening possible. The worst place to eat, the most dreadful entertainment possible, and the person you'd least like to end up in bed with.
I'll start. The Cardoma, Glasgow.
He always picks the Cardoma Glasgow.
Another brandy, darling.
After a richly cosmopolitan supper, including seconds of their delicious Irish stew and the speciality of the house, which is Brussels sprouts à l'anglais, nourishingly enriched with bicarbonate of soda and vigorously boiled for 3/4 of an hour. After this veritable feast of gourmet eating, it's off for an all-night Charlie Chaplin retrospective, including a quick canter through the best of Norman wisdom in the interval. And to finish, tired but still rampant, hopping into bed for a torrid couple of hours with Irene Handel. And her Pomeranian. She takes it everywhere, you know. I'll have one of those, Fred. Oh, pour me a brandy, darling.
A large one, darling.
A very large one. I usually take a spot of soda with it.
So, what have you got coming up next then, Tony? I heard Delphont was after you for the talk of the town.
And a series for ATV. You've already signed the contract for it, haven't you, darling?
Oh, well, that's terribly good.
Yes, but before that, John, I'm embarking in a completely different direction. A week's residency in a small place in Bexhill-on-Sea. It's called a health farm. Rather euphemistically, I think. But the great thing is, the audience can't get away.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright, and I pity any girl who's in me tonight.
Ping!
Yes? Oh, Mr. Hancock, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What the hell have you got in here?
My books, give it here.
What are they?
Freud's jokes and their relation to the unconscious, Ernst Christ's ego development and the comic, and Henri Bergson's theory of laughter.
Mr. Hancock,
Yes.
there's been a telephone call for you from America. They want you to call the international operator at once.
I want to be in America. 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 Oh. Walt Disney, eh? Walt bloody Disney.
Oh, that's marvellous, Tony. Really, I'm so pleased.
This is the big one, Fred. This is definitely the big one. I'll give them Lucille Bloody Ball. Third lead.
Did they say anything about your costume, darling? I mean, what if they want all the old Hancock? Well, you know, the Homburg and everything.
What if they do?
Well, wouldn't you mind?
Mind? For Walt Disney, I'd even take Sid along. You, sir, are a devil, born devil upon whom nature...
I miss you, Fred. When are you coming over?
As soon as possible, I promise you. Have you heard anything about the film yet?
Oh, nothing.
What are you doing all day?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting around learning lines. I'm going absolutely stark raving mad. Fred, I don't know anyone here.
You mean that nobody knows you? When do you start shooting? Have they fixed it yet?
Oh, I don't know. People just keep popping in. They're all called Mel or Junior or Fingelstein. And for God's sake, how can you take people seriously with names like that?
I should take them very seriously, darling. You have been behaving yourself.
You haven't done anything stupid.
At least in New York, you know where you are with people. Everyone's bloody rude. Here, all they do is smile.
What are you drinking?
Coffee. Never drunk so much coffee in my life. You'd be proud of me.
You've been boozing, haven't you? You've been lying to me.
I have not.
You stupid bastard, you promised me.
few glasses of champagne. It can't do me any harm. I've got to lose weight.
I don't know what a few glasses means. You know what they're like, these people? They're like the Pilgrim Bloody Fathers.
Don't you shout at me. How dare you?
For God's sake, if you even sneeze on the 5th floor of the Beverly Wilshire, 6 people at Disney say got tight.
Another orange juice, darling.
Thank you, darling.
Mel.
Thank you.
Junior.
Well, not for me, thank you, Mrs. Hancock. I have to be going now, I'm afraid. Very nice to have met you, Mrs. Hancock.
Nice seeing you, Tony.
I'm glad you could come over. I know Tony's been missing you.
Oh, he's terribly excited, aren't you, darling?
Yes, very.
He loves the script. And it's such an honor to work for Disney Productions.
Well, we're delighted. See you first thing, Tony. Been hearing great things about you. Talking to London about you only today.
Stay where you are.
Are you trying to stay away too?
Cut.
Let's go again, people.
Oh my God!
Get that wing, get it. All right, come on, Charlie, bring the water. Let's go, boys. I gotta wet it down. Come on, hurry up. Stand by, please. Ready to roll. Rolling. Mark it.
At 183, take 2.
Action.
Stay where you are.
Are you trying to stay away too?
Stowaway? No, lad. But I needs must.
Cut. 183, take 6.
Aha! Stay where you are.
Are you trying to stay away too?
Stowaway? No, lad.
Cut.
Are you trying to stay away too?
Stowaway? Oh, no, lad. But I needs must shake the murderous hounds pursuing me.
Cut.
Take 3.
Action.
Are you trying to stay away too?
Stow... Sorry.
Cut.
Sorry.
Again.
Take 4.
Stowaway? No, lad. But I needs must shake off the hound... Sorry.
Take 5.
Stowaway? No, lad. But I must needs shake off the hounds the murderous hounds pursuing me.
Take 7.
Stowaway? No, lad. But I needs must shake... I mean, what sort of line do you call this anyway?
You're doing just great, Tony. Okay, guys, one more time. We're still rolling.
You are directing this piece, James. I'm asking you, what kind of line do you call that?
Cut it.
Get that wing, get it. Close that door, boys.
Tony, he's supposed to be a Shakespearean actor. He talks Shakespearean. All right, everybody, let's go right away.
Oh, I see. It's Shakespearean, is it? I see. Well, that's very interesting. I see that now. Don't. So fussy. Well, perhaps you could elucidate a little bit for me, James. Perhaps you could tell me from which particular Shakespearean oeuvre this little gem derives.
Tony,
please. No, really.
We don't have the time.
No, I'm interested. I'd really like to know. Just move out of the way, chum. I'd really like to know. I mean, is it Hamlet? Is it perhaps As You Like It? Richard III? Or maybe Noddy?
Tony. No, I'd really like to know, James, because it sounds like Donald bloody Duck to me.
185, take 17.
Action.
Are you trying to stow away too?
Stow away? No, lad. But I needs must shake the murderous hounds pursuing me.
Cut.
I collapsed from the heat. I mean, it was 100 degrees. I was standing there wearing this enormous waistcoat, this long jacket, this cloak. Hardly surprising I felt faint. I have not been drinking. Not a drop has passed my lips. I don't care what your tests say.
This'll only take a minute, Mr. Hancock.
Look, ask my wife. She knows I haven't been drinking. She's been with me every bloody minute.
It's true, Doctor.
This is an absolute farce. You're all barking mad.
Test results are all okay, Mr. Hancock. Absolutely nothing wrong with you that I can find. And there's absolutely no trace of alcohol.
Well, I think that calls for a very large vodka. I was only joking. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid they've already recast you. They said you looked nervous, that you needed too many takes. They said they didn't like your performance. They've replaced you with an American actor. I'm so sorry, Tony. We'll fight them, don't worry. We won't let them get away with this.
I need a drink.
What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of clay and live my life? Why can't I fall in love till I don't give a damn?
I never know I'm not a fool.
Let me. You'll ruin it.
What kind of fool am I who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this?
Tony.
A lonely cell in which an empty heart must dwell.
He really understands.
Am I?
Can't you hear it?
Why can't I cast away this mask of flame and live my life? Why can't I fall in love
Please. Oh, darling, it's late. Let's go to bed.
What kind of fool I am?
Please. Tony, people are trying to sleep.
What kind of lips are these
Downstairs.
that lied with every kiss?
Oh, downstairs?
That whispered empty words.
Oh!
That left
The neighbours! Oh, Lord and Lady Arsehole Brown, swipe me, mustn't wake them up, must we?
Not see what could be seen by
Jesus
everybody
Christ, you're as bad as she is.
but me. What kind of clown am I?
Give me a drink.
What
No.
do I know of life?
Get me a drink!
You've had enough.
Why can't I put this mask of flame and live my life? Why can't I fall in love till I don't and maybe then I'll
Not now, please.
I just want to know why he's in here.
He's suffering from nervous exhaustion. He's been working far too hard. But he's already feeling much better, and in fact, he's raring to get back to work.
Is he depressed because Disney sacked
No,
him?
he's over the moon. What do you think?
What about Mrs. Hancock? Where's she?
At home, I should imagine. In Surrey. Or out shopping, I don't know.
Will she be coming to visit?
I dare say. Yes, I'm sure she will. Now, I really must...
Well, what about Sid? Is he coming too?
I really must go. If there's anything you need, please call me at the office, okay?
Good evening. How do you do? My name is Archie, and I've got a lugging message from a great friend and admirer of yours. Can I come in?
Why?
Well,
I've been dry for 3 weeks. And I've got a proposition to make.
Well, you can make it out here then, can't you?
Yes? Yes, I suppose I could. What about that then, Archie? What a bloody welcome, eh?
thank you very much.
All right, just watch it, you.
Are you going on with this charade all day, or are you going to say what you've come to see?
Well, it's a bit public, isn't it? Stone me.
Up to you.
All right, yes. I'm sorry. Will you marry me? No, not him. Me. I mean it. Cicely's filing for divorce. And I'm off the booze. If I never work again, it'll be too soon as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, marvellous. And then what'll we live on, darling? Fresh air?
Live on? Live on? Dear, oh dear, you're so suburban. I'm opting out of the materialistic rat race. Didn't I tell you? I found us a very nice ventilator just outside one of the Paris metros. All the heat you need and dead low overheads. Just a few bottles of Ribena, you and me, for old time's sake. Just what more could a young girl ask from her chap after all?
Oh, come in.
All right. It's part of the new act. It's pathetic, isn't it, what some people will do for a laugh? Does this mean yes?
I had a good look at myself this morning before I came out.
Wasn't a good idea.
This suit you made me buy, it's got lovely bits on it.
Spotted the fabric tiling.
Anyway, it's spivvy. Makes me look like a minor Italian gangster.
It does, it's very nice.
It doesn't go with my face. Look like a bloody St. Bernard half up a mountain without a barrel.
It'll take more than clothes to change that, darling.
Where are you going for your honeymoon, Tony?
Dublin.
Dublin? I thought we were going to Rome. I wanted to throw coins at the Trevi Fountain.
Shush. You got 8 and 6.
What for?
The wedding certificate. I've only got 3, but Roger, have you got 8 and 6?
God, Tony.
Ba-ba-dee-da-dee-da. Da-da-dee-da-da-dee. Dee-dee-da-da-dee-da. Da-da-dee-da. Oh, da-da-dee.
This is not what I had in mind.
Well, it's water, isn't it? With the man you love and venerate. Good God, woman, what more do you want?
Rome.
Oh, there's no pleasing some people. Come on. I'm going to run out of pennies in a minute. I'm not made of money. I haven't had my repeats yet. Now, go on, make a wish.
Tony, you can't make a wish in a horse trough.
Well, of course you can. Go on, go on. That's a big wish.
It was.
I don't blame you. I'll try for them. I will. I'll really try. I swear I will.
Look at that dress. Isn't it lovely?
Do you know how much tulle it took to make that dress? 75 yards at least. It's a funny word. Tulle. And I bet all those sequins were sewn on by her cousins. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's a sheet metal worker, you know. Oh, he is. I can just imagine him at work, over his welding, worrying about the big night. Here, Bert. Do you think I should give him a touch of the feather during my crossover tonight? What do you reckon? Really fancy a drink, Fred? I said...
I know. You've got a drink.
This lemon's not a drink. Wine's a drink. Whiskey's a drink. Just one glass. Wouldn't do me any harm. It'd relax me.
Let's face it, Tony. You can't even manage a wine gum without it turning into a bottle of vodka by the end of the day.
These domineering women, Archie. Take my advice. Steer well clear of them.
Dear Mr. Hancock, thank you for the enormous pleasure you've given me and my family.
Do you have to do that in here?
Well, you won't let me into your study.
Why don't you just chuck them in the bin?
Why don't you look at the paper, darling?
How can I look at the paper? I can't open the bloody thing without seeing photographs of me and Sid. Me and my Homburg. Rave reviews of stuff I did 6, 7 years ago.
You should be delighted. Everyone still loves you.
Well, I'm not delighted. It's all in the past. It's best forgotten. I'm not in the least bit delighted.
Listen.
Except for the money, of course. That delights me.
Dear Mr. Hancock, just a note to say that in our opinion, you're funnier than Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy, and Jimmy Edwards all rolled into one. So please, make me see lots more of your classic shows. Real vintage comedy there. Now, isn't that nice?
No, that is not nice. That is revolting. It makes me feel like a clapped-out Morris Minor. And don't disturb me. I'm working. Are you any relation to Tommy Trinder? No, don't get upset. I was only joking. Look, I'll give Bernard Delphont a ring. He's always looking for new talent. Well, he has been since he used me last. Well, you won't get worse ratings than I did, believe me, mate. Who's your agent? Tell him ATV are interested. They'll take anything. Oh! Hello, boys. Oh, a long time no see. How you doing?
Funny place to want to meet.
Seemed appropriate.
I suppose so.
How's Freddie?
Fine.
She coming to lunch too, then?
No. This is work. Working lunch. My party. Don't want her muscling in. Anyway, we've got a lot of business to sort out, haven't we? I'd like to propose a toast, boys, to our future collaboration. Not bad. Don't wander away too far, Squire. We shall be requiring several firkins of your finest vino redo before the day's out. Delphont's dying for me to do it. So's Leslie Brickers. They say I'm a natural for it.
Yeah, I told us.
Now, I'm willing to commit to 9 months. Well, let's say a year. I can't say fairer than that.
Well, good. Great. I mean, we're delighted you like the script.
The thing is, Tony, I mean, well, a musical about Noah and a long run. Well, it's not exactly your scene, is it?
Rubbish. It's just what I've been looking for. It's a marvellous part.
I didn't even know you could sing.
I'll take singing lessons.
We were thinking about getting Harry Seacombe.
This is a great step forward for all of us. This is just what I've been struggling towards. It's funny, but it's serious. It's profound. I mean, we're dealing with the biggest theme of all. For Christ's sake, it's universal.
You don't think Mount Ararat's a bit parochial, then? We were a bit worried about that.
I said you could go further, boys. Dig deeper? Well, didn't I? And now you have. You ought to thank me for encouraging you. I mean, all this stuff about rag and bone men, forget all that. I mean, this is really the big time now. What's the matter? I'm congratulating you. Can't you take a compliment?
Well, what worries me is, Tony, what do you want the second lead for? I mean, if I were you, I'd go for God or nothing.
They don't think I can do it, that's the problem. They don't think I've got it in me to do a big stage show. Well, what do you think? Do you think I'm past it?
Of course not.
Exactly. I'll bloody show them. Who do they think they are?
Will you stop drinking now, please?
Look, I managed for 4.5 months without a drink. Isn't that enough? I was with some old pals. I wanted a drink. There's nothing wrong with that. I can take it or leave it. Isn't that proof enough? 4.5 months. For God's sake, everyone needs a day off. Jesus! You know, sweetie, I could do with a little encouragement. I could do with a little support, especially at this time. Well, say something. How about, of course, darling, I'll support you. Everything's going to be fine. It'll all be okay. Or don't you think you can stretch that far?
I don't want you to destroy yourself, Tony. I love you very much. You're the most wonderfully talented man I've ever met. And I did think that we might be able to work something out. If we live very quietly and very carefully. I was so pleased. I was beginning to think we'd cracked it.
I need the occasional drink when I'm working. That's all. If I can regulate it, what's wrong with that? Look. You see? I'm not an alcoholic. Is that the hand of an alcoholic, I ask you? Not a flicker. Now stop being such a prissy cow, darling, and help me plan my comeback.
No, thanks.
Oh, come on, it's only white wine. White wine's not even alcoholic.
Thank you. This isn't exclusive. Is that right?
Absolutely. Isn't it, Fred? As a matter of fact, she's fixed up 6 exclusives today at regular intervals. Haven't you, darling? Honestly, these PR people, can't trust them an inch, can you?
Do help yourself.
Thanks.
Well, there's no need for you to stay here, darling.
Just in case you need anything, darling.
Well, fire away, Squire. Ignore the landlady. You can be as personal as you want. Sex, art, boxing.
Well, first of all, I've been watching your Blackpool show.
Have you? Never mind, that shouldn't detain us long. Standard TV cabaret rubbish. Let's go on to something more interesting, shall we?
Well, you've never compared a variety show before, and we've not seen a lot of you lately. I thought perhaps it was a new direction for you.
Listen, mate. I need a new career in variety like I need a hole in the head. You're talking to someone that's played the Glasgow Empire and still bears the scars. No, no, no. My best is yet to come. Put that in your little book. B-E-S-T. And it won't come from bloody Blackpool. You can bet your life on that.
So where will it come from?
Where will it come from? I'll tell you. The Royal Festival Hall, no less. My one-man show. Brand new material, all dead subtle stuff. New script, new Hancock, for an entirely different class of clientele. I mean, you're dealing with the Pearl and Twinset Brigade up there, mate. None of your working-class oiks chucking cabbages from the gallery.
Can you give me some details?
2 marvellous young writers.
It's a smashing script, really. The best thing Tony's had written for him for ages.
So you think Galton and Simpson had better watch out?
And the BBC are going to televise it. In fact, it'll be the first time that Tony's worked for them since The Blood Donor.
Oh, of course, yes. I'd like to ask you about that.
Are you really a reporter?
Pardon?
How can you be a reporter if you don't bloody drink?
Would you say The Blood Donor was the best thing you've done? Or are there other programs you prefer? I mean, half an armful. Why was it so successful, do you think?
I have done other things, you know.
Of course.
Why does everyone go on about the blood donor? It was half an hour. Why don't you ask me about the other things?
Tony.
Well, why doesn't he? I have done other things.
I don't know. It's very popular.
What sort of...
What about King Lear?
King Lear?
That's what I said. Yes, King Lear. We've got all kinds of projects on at the moment. We're in discussion for all sorts of stuff. The Thoughts of Chairman Mao. It's a marvellous, marvellous idea. Make a wonderful musical. Sean Kenny's doing the sets.
I didn't know you'd done King Lear.
No. I haven't done it, but I'm not dead yet. I intend to do it. Wilfred Lawson's going to be in it. Me and Wilfred. He's going to be the king, I'll be the fool.
But isn't
He's a great actor. Terribly undervalued. It'll re-establish his reputation.
Yes, he is. A fascinating new interpretation. The drinking man's Lear. He'll do it all on his knees.
Ah, stay where you are, stay where you are. Don't worry about Miss Prissy here. She'd spoil anything.
I'm sorry. Would you like to come back at another time?
It's going to be a one night only. All the greats will be there. Richard Harris said he'll hold a spear. Richard Burton's going to hold the other one.
Keep phoning Trevor Howard, but he's never in. Be an unforgettable night. Whole galaxy of stars. The whole bloody firmament.
Close them.
9 o'clock.
Close them.
It's Tuesday, Tony. You've got a photo call in Blackpool.
I don't want Tuesday. I don't want Wednesday either. Or Thursday. You can cancel Friday. I hate Friday most of all.
It's Saturday. The car's outside waiting to take you to Blackpool. You'll be drunk for the show.
Improve my timing no end. Make sure you take enough, won't you?
Well, you took all her stuff then?
No, I got rid of it all. Well, you've got to chuck it all out, haven't you? Clear it all out. All the failures, all the guilt. Time to move on. Well, me and Archie are quite happy about it. Aren't we, matey? We like it like this.
Don't know if there's any future in it, but the physical side's still marvellous. Purely animal, of course. Still, as long as it goes on, who needs conversation, eh? I realise that's where I've been going wrong. Too much chat. Not enough action.
Freddie still loves you, you know.
Yes. Oh, yes.
She just can't live with you anymore. That's what you tell me.
Yes, well, so does Sicily, apparently. They all love me, don't they? I think you'll find Sid's still quite keen. Can't see the attraction myself.
Are you managing to rehearse? All this going on?
What, for my farewell speech? Oh, yes, got that down pat. Word perfect, first time in years.
I meant for the festival hall.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about all that. That's all sorted out. That's going to go down a bomb. Do you know we're sold out already? Incredible, isn't it? One thing I've learnt these past few weeks, they'll always pay for a public hanging.
Completely new material.
Undoubtedly.
Can't wait for the royalty check.
What's the opening bit?
Good evening.
Yes, I know that bit. After that.
I've never seen such an ornate garage.
And?
Good evening to you in the Big Dipper.
Yeah, and? It's all right, all right.
I'm told that it's acoustically perfect.
Good evening. I don't think I've ever seen such an ornate garage. And good evening to you in the Big Dipper. I've been told by the management that this place is acoustically perfect. So if you can't hear, shout out. Though I am surprised, I did expect to see a whole bank of microphones out here. This show is going out live to all nations. And by early bird to my mother in Bournemouth.
Who wrote that?
Not me.
Always bothers me when the audience is behind you. Seems to attract a strange sort of person. But tonight, for the price of a packet of fags, you're going to get the lot. I shall be going through the card. Tonight, you are looking at Mr. Show Business himself.
I must stop doing that. I was born in a trunk, like Judy Garland, Bob Hope, Danny Kaye, all born in a trunk. Doesn't say much for the hospitals over there, does it? How'd you know that? Critics in. I'd like to start with a few impressions. They are, Jim lad. Stop pecking at me here, Paul. Jim lad. I've got to go to the doctor's, Jim. Stop it, Paul. I gotta go to the doctor's, so I got a nasty case of Death Watch beetle in me wooden leg. Oh, oh, God, it's done all out your throat. And now, the black-hearted, sadistic Captain Bligh from Mutiny on the Bounty. Mr. Christian. Thank you very much. Well, that was Giles Lawton. Oh, Trevor Howard, take a pic. Oh, here's one. Here's one for the teenagers. George Arliss. What do you mean you've never heard of him? He's only been dead 40 years.
Christ, I look like a bloody frog.
Frank Sinatra gave me these boots.
So where are you off to then, Mr. Hancock? Somewhere exotic, is it?
Australia.
Ah, yes, really? One of those assisted passages, is it? Emigrating, I suppose. Not surprised.
I beg your pardon?
Can you take criticism?
Why?
I thought your last show was terrible.
Listen, Mush. I don't like the way you drive this taxi.
No need to be personal.
Excuse me. My son's reading philosophy at Oxford.
Oh, really? Well, how marvellous.
How he expects to get a job out of it, I can't imagine.
Oh, no, I don't know. That's a little negative. Certainly enriched my work. Made it that bit deeper. More profound. More universal.
Really?
Oh, yes. In so many ways. One in particular springs to mind. One thing Bertie taught me, wise old bird that he is. If you get a laugh before you say anything, it's probably because your flies are undone. Not much to show for 10 years' study, is it?
It's all right, it's all right. I'd like to say what a great honour it is, a truly great honour, to be invited here to this little outpost of the British Empire. This magnificent city of yours, named, I believe, after one of the very first convicts ever to be shipped out to Australia all those years ago. My good friend, mentor and fellow crook, Sidney James.
How is Sid?
Oh, he's fine, fine. With good behaviour, he could be out any year now.
Have you got a message for him? Or for anyone else in England?
Yes. Yes, I have. Tell them my best is yet to come. You've got telephones out here now, haven't you? Good. Well, bung that down the wires at them. My best is yet to come.
Do you regret leaving East Cheam, Tony? Do you wish you were back there? You're wearing the Astrakhan coat and the Homburg for the new series, is that right?
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Why's that?
I realised rather too late, perhaps, that I shouldn't have got rid of the props. What you might call a mistake on my part. After all, Chaplin never got rid of his cane, did he?
What are your plans after you've done the series?
I'm off to Southend for the whelks and the candy floss. No. We're working on a number of projects. We're in various stages of discussion.
Like what?
I'm delighted to be working with my old friends Galton and Simpson on a very exciting idea. And I'm making a new film. A comedy about religion. For the international market.
Tell us about your working method. How do you make people laugh?
Method. Method. That's a very good question. An excellent question, one which I've pondered long and hard, that is. Personally, I think it's all to do with the feet. Absolutely vital they are. Sir Lawrence and I are in complete agreement on this one, as we are in so many areas. No use playing Hamlet if the feet are wrong.
So would you like to play Hamlet?
Oh, no. Horses for courses, I know my limitations. Oh, I thought I might give King Lear a whirl. I considered doing Othello first. Then I had a word with Sir Lawrence, and apparently he's thinking of doing it too. Well, far be it from me to take the bread out of another man's mouth, but art's art, isn't it? So we had a bit of a barney. Then he said he'd already laid out £5 for the paperback. Well, that put an entirely different complexion on it. I mean, after all, 2 and 6 is 2 and 6. And he's only got his pension now, you know, poor bloke.
So when can the world expect your King Lear?
That's hard to say. I might have a go next year. After the Panto and before the Palladium. Well, I've got a few weeks free. Well, it's either that or Wagon Train. I might even mount it myself. Pay for it with me egg commercials. I mean, how else am I going to get my MBE? Let's face it. I'm too old to be a Beatle. Still, they like a bit of Shakespeare, don't they? At the Palace.
powerful, true account of one man's struggle against the U.S. Army for the truth about his past.
Come on, Thornwell, you can tell us. Come on, Thornwell, come on!
Without his knowledge, Army intelligence gave James Thornwell a mind-altering drug in the hope that he would confess to a crime he didn't commit. Instead, Thornwell was left with missing memories and a life without hope. A true story for Movie Tuesday at 10 on 4.